Okay, this is Spencer, the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer. I have come to a point at which you need to see this, and I didn't anticipate this very good instructional. But this is something that when I became a wallpaper installer, this is one of the difficulties you'll find when you're wrapping wallpaper around a window. You know, in your kitchen when you have cabinets on each side, then you have the window, and then you see the side, the left side and the right side, and the above on the windowsill. Like, how do you wallpaper that, right? You know, what do you do? If you stick with the wall, you'll see that the top doesn't have enough paper to do it. If you ever done wallpaper, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you never did, I'm going to show you the same issue right here. So take a look at it. Now, we're hanging paper on this wall, right? Then we come to an adjacent wall right here. Now, what to do? Let's call it a soffit for all practical purposes, because that would be the equivalent in your home. So now watch this. This wraps around here. Now, how do I go about this? Well, here's the answer. If you had a patterned wallpaper, which we don't, you would paper the wall first, okay? You would just cut this out. You would cut this out and put this paper on this wall. That is not what we're going to do here. Do you understand what I mean? Let's say you had flowers on this wallpaper. You come to a point at which you need to continue this paper here with the rest of the wall. But if it has flowers, you're going to be taking the flowered pattern, and now you need to bring wallpaper over here. You see the dilemma? Here's the answer to that. In both cases, the soffit is a separate entity, okay? You're going to take the soffit and you're going to treat it as a separate wall. In theory, the wallpaper will not meet up, but the eye does not see the wallpaper as not meeting up. It's a separate entity that takes on a whole new run of paper. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to use this paper here to do the wall, okay? So we're going to finish this wall off, and then what about this paper up here? What do I do with it? Well, guess what? You're going to find another place in this installation to put that paper. You're going to scrap it for now, and you're going to use it in an area, perhaps, or it's scrap. I already see one place where I could use it. You see above the doorway? Okay? You don't just throw the paper out. You hold on to it. So let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about and put it into practice, all right? I need, you know what I need? I need something to hold my phone. I'm telling you. I went through the expense of getting a tripod, and I have not replaced it yet because I keep going into these stores thinking they'll have a tripod there. There must be a tripod that holds iPhones, all right? I don't know. All right, so here we go. I'm going to put you up here so that you can watch this. It's a very interesting detail about the wallpaper installation. Okay, this is another thing where, you know, you kind of make your money as a wallpaper hanger, okay? Just check out what I mean. You got the idea. You're going from one wall to another, and then you're going to need the paper in two different places. So what do you cut? I'm going to show you. Now, this piece of paper, if you cut this too short, meaning if you use this corner as a guide, trust me, you're going to cut it too short, and you're going to try to like match it on the other side, and it's going to be too short. So watch where I cut this paper. I'm going to cut it right above, about an inch above it. So So I have some leeway, okay? See that? Now I'm wrapping the paper around the wall. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's take a look up close, all right? Because this is important that you see it up close. Okay, so I relieved the cut by now using this strip of paper for this wall. But now look at my dilemma. Look, what to do with this? Well, it's not brain surgery, right? You figured it out. We're going to treat that, as I said, as a separate entity. And that's the way you do it. I remember first coming to that problem when I did my first kitchen installation. I said, what do I do here, you know? And then you just figure it out. All the wallpaper matches anyway. You could always actually piece your wallpaper together. Let's say you have a flowered pattern and you cut it too short. You can always overlap a new sheet of paper onto any existing wallpaper and get the pattern to match exactly where it would be and cut anywhere you want. It's called a double cut. A peel and paste, whatever, okay? And you could simply match it and nobody will see your seam. Only you see your seams anyway, unless they're really bad. You're the only one who really sees them. If you do a decent job. Uh-oh. Now you don't want that to happen because it can stretch cheap wallpaper and rip it. But this is commercial grade paper and so that didn't rip. But you don't want that to happen. You might want to tack it up with a thumbtack or a piece of tape. But usually the wallpaper is a little damp, so tape is not a great idea. Seriously, have you begun to love hanging wallpaper? All right, I'm just going to do the same thing I'm doing here. I'm going to disappear for a moment. Okay, so I don't like cutting my paper right away. I like to let the paper relax into the groove, so I'm going to generally take the weight off of it just simply by taking this flap off of it and just letting the paper hang out and get used to where it's going to be installed. That's all I'm doing right here. I'm taking the weight off so she doesn't keep coming down on me. In addition to that, it's also a liability. I have wallpaper hanging over the entrance to a bathroom. You never know, people walk out, walk right into the paper, get glue all over their face. And then, you know, we got to mark professional, you know, it's not professional. So you see what I did? I cut it off. This way now that the weight of the paper, my excess, is not tearing my paper down and I have time to work with it. I just rolled it up on the wrong side. So my goal is to make you love wallpaper. My goal is to help you dream about wallpaper, patterns, beautiful designs, so that you can spread the beauty of wallpaper. So that we can have more wallpaper installers. Why not? It's a good trade. See what I'm saying now? I'm creasing my paper. I'm putting some heat on it by jamming that plastic in the corner. You rub this plastic thing up and down on vinyl, you're going to get heat, and it makes it melt into the corner, so to speak, okay? Look, I'm making creases in it. I'm making friction marks, friction burns right in the corner. And you can see it taking the shape of the corner. You know? And that's what you want. So I got my paper in place, got all the, I don't call them bubbles, they're really pockets of air. What I'm using is a damp cloth. It's not soaking wet. You don't want glue on this. It's very hard to get the glue off of this stuff, you know? In which case you would want a very wet rag. Because the more you dilute the glue, the easier it comes off. It's just a damp rag. It's just not too wet at all. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by the friction. So when I take this smoothing thing, watch this. Put it right in the corner there, watch. I go up and down. See that? Now, let me feel it. It's warm. You make that friction mark, and you make the paper form into those corners. You get the idea. So I'm ready to do my cuts. There's no need to keep this video going. I'm now going to cut this. I'm going to call this part 1 of a soffit installation, okay? I've already done a video on soffits in a kitchen, and this is similar to it. This is one without a pattern. The other one I had, actually, it's an installation which got over 1,000 views already, and it's only up there 3 months. Pretty good. It's called How to Wallpaper Around a Window. On that particular job in Lutz, Florida, I had the opportunity to demonstrate how to cut around obstacles such as windows, doors, and do a soffit. But as I said, in this case, we're dealing with a non-patterned wallpaper. This is a lot easier. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so I'll see you on the next clip.